Back in 2009, BridgeAnne D'Avignon, who was going to school at the time in Salinas, California, completed this school project, tracing the genealogy of all the U.S. presidents back to King John Lackland of England, signer of the Magna Carta.
It's a great thing for history.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, William Howard Taft, and President Barack Obama. One young girl traced them all back to one common ancestor.
They're all cousins and all grandsons of John Lackland.
It's the first family tree of its kind. Pouring through more than 500,000 names for months, 12-year-old BridgeAnne D'Avignon discovered that all the U.S. presidents, except Martin Van Buren, are related to the former King of England, John Lackland Plantagenet, signer of the Magna Carta in 1215.
Mildred Reed is his first great-grandmother on George Washington. And on Obama, Mildred Reed is the 10th great-grandmother.
I remember when Barack Obama was running for president and the hype that was surrounding that, it was electric. And people really believed that change was coming for the people.
Big election year in the United States. George Bush has fucked up so bad, he made it hard for a white man to run for president. People are like, give me a black man, a white woman, a giraffe, a zebra, anything but another white man.
If this is, in fact, true, that all these presidents are, in fact, all great-grandsons of a king of England, then it shows it's much less likely that we really do have democracy and freedom of choice for our elected officials than we're led to believe. In my previous video, I mentioned how Ben Rickard posited that the ruling class may have been ruling over us for not only thousands of years, but maybe even tens of thousands of years. And as I mentioned before, we're entering a new era, a new epoch, one where information is free, and we can see that with the rise of the internet, the ability to track down genealogy is now accessible at our fingertips. We were kept in darkness for thousands of years, ignorant to how power and money really accumulated. That method of deception is no longer viable. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find any close-ups of the school project online to where the names are actually visible. I did, however, happen to find some interesting Reddit posts. Disclaimer, I haven't fact-checked any of these. One says, the thing is, if she went back one more generation to King John of England's mother, Eleanor of Aquitaine, who was an amazing and badass woman, she would have the most recent common ancestor of all the U.S. presidents, including Martin Van Buren, as a direct descendant of Eleanor through the children from her first marriage to King Louis VII of France. This is not meant to put down her hard work, it's just an interesting fact. So he states that Martin Van Buren is, in fact, a descendant, so it's actually all the U.S. presidents. Another says, there's a long connection by marriage between Trump and John Kerry that I discovered. I'm obviously not the first to notice it, but I came across it myself unintentionally and worked out the relationship. Henry Heinz, founder of Heinz Ketchup, was a second cousin of Frederick Trump, Donald's grandfather. Teresa Heinz, now the wife of John Kerry, is the widow of John Heinz III, the great-grandson of Henry. So, if I'm correct, John Kerry is married to the great-great-great-granddaughter-in-law of Trump's great-great-grandfather. So even Trump is the previous president before Biden is even related to all the presidents, keeping with the theme. In my search for the details of that school project, again, I wasn't able to find the details. I did come across this, which is a research paper that attempts to trace back George Bush, not only back to King John Lackland, but even, as we'll see at the end, going back to Alexander the Great, back in ancient Greece and ancient Macedonia. The references for this research paper include ancestors of American presidents, 1989, Le Sang Royal de France, 1922, descendants from antiquity, 1986. There's a note here, George Herbert Walker Bush, number 41 of the U.S. presidents. George Bush Sr. and George Jr. are cousins of Franklin Delano Roosevelt via Hannah Hutchinson and her brother Edward. So here we start with George Walker Bush Jr. going back up the line. Herbert Walker Bush, Sheldon Bush, Prescott Sheldon Bush, Manuel Scott Prescott Bush, Harriet Eleanor Fay, Franklin Delano Roosevelt over here, Prescott Fay. Not sure who these people are. Hannah Hutchinson, Edward Hutchinson. I'll go kind of fast. I'll post a link to this this in the comment section or description. Not sure what's going on here. Maybe there seems to be a gap here with some asterisks. Margaret Talboys. I don't think this was referenced in that note. I'll just keep going up. Eleanor Brogdon, not sure. We're going back to 1060. Helen of Galloway. Margaret France Eleanor of Castile, not sure. 1300s, 1100s. There seems to be another gap here. So again, not sure of the validity of this research, but they look like they did try. Oh, this is John Lackland. This is 1199 to 1216. That's him. So there does seem to be a gap here. Yeah, not sure if that girls project is better able to fill in these gaps. But yeah, this paper also posits the same thing. That goes back to John Lackland. But what I thought was interesting, Geoffrey Plantagenet, I guess his grandfather, great grandfather, is we go further back. I mean, this is going back into ancient Roman times. I don't know these names. Hughes, Bera, Agnod, Sigbert, not sure. Bera, a lot of concubines. I guess those count. And not sure again how valid this is. Clovis, we're at 500 CE. There seems to be a gap here. Merivy the Young, Arcadius, Claudianus, I don't know, it sounds Roman. Emperor Constantine the Great. Okay, so this is a large claim. Interesting if it's true that George Bush and all the presidents are in fact related. Emperor Constantine the First, mates Saint Helena, very interesting. Faustina. There seems to be a gap here. These stars, again, not sure how much they're trying to bridge this gap or any assumptions that they're making. King Herod, very interesting. Cleopatra, Julius Caesar, and Mark Antony. That whole triangle drama there. Tying it back to that. I believe this goes to is actually connected on this left side, Arsene and Menesus, but just trying to tie in some, well-known names, and then just keep going back. Cleopatra's father, grandmother, and here we go all the way back to Alexander the Great. I believe this Ptolemy, Soter, and Berenice is actually supposed to be under Lagos the Rabbit on the left side. Alexander the Great, just to show the relationship, because he's more famous than his father, Philip of Macedonia. But if you look back in history, Alexander the Great, was actually building upon what Philip of Macedonia wasn't able to complete, because I believe they said he was assassinated. But yeah, Philip of Macedonia, that's a pretty powerful family. So yeah, very interesting times. Some even claim that the rulers there from ancient Greece posit that they came from the ancient pharaoh lineage of Egypt, and not sure how much you can actually trace back, because it becomes exponentially harder the farther you go. However, that's what some claim, just by other methods like artifacts and things like that. Thanks for watching, guys. That horse over there out. I'll try to upload another video.